Hey, I got a 2-minute tip for you today on how to get a good ground on a round part like a shaft. This shaft is a little bit too big to get the ground clamp on. It's got a nice slick machine finish, but I've got to do a little weld touch up on it. Got to get a good ground on it. So don't want to lay it on the table and get arc scratches and arc strikes on it. So here's what you do. You get an old piece of welding lead or old air-cooled TIG torch, and you pull that braided copper out and you wrap it around the shaft and give it a few twists, clamp to ground, clamp to that. You got hundreds of little contact points. You're going to get a good ground, especially good for MIG welding round parts because you really need a good ground when you're MIG welding because your MIG wire does not care if you got a good ground or not. It's going to keep pumping out anyway. So this is a good tip for MIG welding of any kind, actually. It's a better ground than you'll ever get with just the clamp because you've got so many contact points. What about thread repair? Threaded jobs where you're trying to protect the threads. It's not always a good idea to clamp the ground clamp on, if that's the only place you've got to clamp. You might be concerned about damaging the threads, and a lot of us put parts on a table. You'll definitely usually pick up a ground from the table, but sometimes it leaves little arc strikes, and sometimes it's a nice smooth machine surface. So this is a way of getting a really good ground. If the part is still on the lathe and the machinist does not want to remove it, it's a round part, you don't have maybe a good part, you don't want to ground through those bearings in the lathe and screw things up, take a chance on that. So just a good, quick, easy 2-minute tip for how to get a really, really good ground. You can easily find this from some old welding lead and keep it in your toolbox. Thanks for watching weldingtipsandtricks.com.